Hello, Nadine here on the Just Me on Life channel, talking to you today about how to cope with change. Oh yes, change is one of those things that can completely throw us off track, especially if they come out of the blue. But even when things are, told to us in advance, we can still completely lose the plot. Now, some things you can prepare a little bit more for, but they're still scary. Like maybe there's a restructure coming up at work, so you could be in a new job, maybe out of a job, or things are going to change around your role or in your team. And then things that come out of the blue, like a relationship ending, that can really, really be difficult. So you know that there are people out there that cope better than you with change, and you know that there are people out there that have complete meltdowns even over the smallest things. I'm not going to ask you which one you are, but for all of us, we do have kind of a different tolerance level, and resilience is really the key here. Preparation is the key, because it means that we can cope better with things that come along, those curveballs, those things that are out of our control. And the more that we are able to train our brain to cope with change means that we won't have such an emotional backlash from it, and we will be able to tell ourselves, actually, it's okay. Things move along all the time, and I can not only survive, but I can even thrive in these situations. Now, there are many studies about looking at ways to support our brains to become allies with it, to be our best friend. And I really believe in supporting your mind, body and soul development, because at the end of the day, they all work really hard for you. Your body keeps going when you're sleeping. It wakes you up. It keeps your blood pumping around. Your brain works out situations for you, solutions, ways to keep you safe. Your soul keeps you really connected and inspired to this world. So I just think the more that we can work in tune with those, is the better results we will get in our life. And one of the things that we can do is to really prepare ourselves for things that may or may not come up. And it's about introducing novelty to the brain, to say that new things will come up, things that and kind of not our everyday routine. It could be a one-off experience, it could be a new challenge, a new hobby, a new skill we're building up, a new circumstance. But if our brain gets used to things being new all the time, it's not going to go into shock, it's not going to freeze up, and it's not going to panic that this thing is about to kill us in some way, because it's something different. Now, I'm sure you can all think of like the last time that things changed. It could be really, really small, like a person's been brought into your friendship group, and it's trying to change the dynamics, or you've gone out to a new social situation. And think about what it cost you when you can't cope so well with change. You might say no to job opportunities because you don't think you can alter the way you work or move into and grow into a new role. You could be turning down money on the table. It could be things like new opportunities to go on holiday to a social event that you can't even fathom how you're going to do that, because there's just so much new things to cope with, so you say no and miss out on those amazing experiences. It could be relationships that are affected, maybe even a relationship breakdown because things get a little like same old, habitual, boring, and then you think you've lost your spark and you lose a person you really got a great connection with and could have had an amazing future with. Now, there are things that you can do to spice up your relationship and change things there, and there are ways that you can also cope with any of those things that life throws in the way, especially the ones that aren't really our decision, and just feel like you're in a better place to move forward, be successful, which is what we all want, and to be able to enjoy our lives. And who doesn't want to benefit from everything that's going on around them and all of the opportunities, and to seize the moment and feel more confident? I think confidence is real key, but as I always say, confidence comes with practice. You have to do something, you have to be good at it, you have to build up your skills, your experiences, fail over and over again, pick yourself up, and then you get confident that you're able to try because it was never as bad as you thought it was, and you build up confidence from getting more and more successful at things. But you can't do it just by thinking about it, you have to get into action. So let's talk about a few steps here. Doing something new every day is going to challenge your brain, but it's also going to give you the opportunity to grow and to get used to these new novel experiences. Now, that could be as simple as changing your route to work, or maybe even your mode of transport. Like, one day it could be a car, one day it could be an electric scooter, one day it could be the bus. You could change up the route from the motorway to the rural, whatever it is. Just don't stick to the status quo. This is about really moving off that habitual path that you're on and not doing the same things over and over again. You might try like a new restaurant to eat at for lunch, or maybe changing your lunch menu altogether and having something you've never had before. It might be the routine you have in the morning. So for some people, they get up like I do, meditate, exercise, shower, eat. You might want to switch things around completely, or throw in something new, or build a new morning routine that still works for you, gives your brain a new way of thinking. It's all about the small things, the simple things, the everyday things, but doing a puzzle, watching new TV programs, even changing around some furniture so you're sitting in a different position in relation to things. Just doing something new every day is really, really going to open your brain up to growth, to looking at new opportunities and showing you that it's okay when change comes along. Ruth Basinski talked about on Hay House Radio, I can't remember how long ago, but it was in one of their summits, about how to spice up relationships. And that was looking at doing new things together. So if you're going traveling with your partner, you pick a new location that neither of you have been to, so that you have a shared experience. Or that you go to a new restaurant instead of always eating at the same one for date night. You do something completely different from date night. Maybe you always go bowling and to the movies, but how about trying out crazy golf, or going on, I don't know, wall climbing, doing something different? And it's really, really nice, even within friendships, to do this. I remember 2 years ago, me and my girlfriend spent a whole year doing different activities every month. So we all got to pick something, things we'd never done before. And that started from, indoor skydiving to climbing the roof of the O2 in London. There were so many new things that we had done, or places we hadn't been to, even if it was like in a picnic in a new area in one of the royal parks we'd never been to. Just to have those new experiences together, it really bonds you, it really strengthens your relationship. You share those new experiences, so things feel really exciting and great. So whether it's with your friends or your romantic partner, there are ways that you can keep your relationship really ticking over nicely, bringing that excitement level back up, bringing that fun factor in there, which is always a winner for me. And just making sure that things don't become really stale, really boring, really dry, and that you are just keeping things like turning and going, and that you just want to be on that pace together, because you are sharing all these new experiences together, and you're stimulating your brain and your emotions in a completely different way. My third tip is being realistic. Now, we all know that what we're guaranteed in life is that things will not stay the same, and at some point we're going to leave these physical bodies. So they're like two things we know will happen. So if we know that, and we know that as long as we're alive things will change, we have to be realistic and not always expect stability. Know that there will be bumps along the road and things that will come along that won't be our choice or our control, and they happen because they're on somebody else's agenda. So it's all about knowing that, accepting that, and being realistic that things will not be stable for the rest of your life exactly as they are today. And where would the excitement be in that? Let's be honest. So what I also want to say on being realistic is just to understand that even good change, so things that we want, things that we plan for, things that we've said yes to, it's still going to cause some level of stress, because our brain goes into habitual patterns. We're not sure of the outcome of things that are new. We're worried about them not working out. We're worried about saving face. We're worried about failing. We're worried about succeeding. All of these things that come up that maybe kind of old programming you have that makes you feel a certain way about when things change, that you're not sure if you deserve happiness, you're not sure if that's the kind of person you are that should be stepping into this new life, this new opportunity. So even when something great happens, it could be a new relationship, a new job, an opportunity to speak on stage, so a creative outlet that you've just had, a new skill that you're going to build up and you've just booked classes for, and you're going to, I don't know, learn to play the piano. All of those things are great, and they're things that you've initiated in a way, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to cause you some level of anxiety and stress. So just by knowing that and being gentle with yourself and being realistic and accepting it, and knowing that things will not always stay the same and they're not always going to be easy and perfect first time, it really, really helps your brain and your body and that whole central nervous system that fires up when there's stress and there's anxiety to calm down a bit, because it's okay. You knew that beforehand, you've accepted it, it's not a big deal, and you know that you can also get through it, because with every change there is an opportunity for something new, something amazing, something exciting, and that's really, really good way to look at life, of what is the solution here, what is the outcome, what can I benefit from, instead of just panicking about what will go wrong. The fourth and last tip from me is exercise. Doing this regularly can have so many benefits for you, not just in the physical way you look and your toning, although that increases your happy mood, because you know, if you look and feel great, that's a really good boost too. But when it comes to change, this is a really big winner. Psychology Today recommends this as one of their tips for coping with change, as well as myself, as well as countless other people that can tell you the benefits of it from a psychological point of view as well as a physical point of view. Now, it lowers the risk and the impact of depression. It really helps you with concentration and accessing memory. So those parts of your brain you need for learning, that you need to kind of access good things that have happened and to be able to store and retrieve information, which is great if you're a student, if you're coming up to exams, if you've got big presentations or you're doing new things, it's going to be a real winner. So being able to focus for longer, being able to access those higher functions in your brain, be a little bit more creative, get those endorphins going and giving your body a boost. It kind of just wakes you up all over. So if it reduces your stress, reduces your anxiety, reduces depression, gets you in a better state of being anyway, you may also hit your goals of how you want to look, what weight you want to be, physical toning, all of that kind of stuff. It's just a win-win all round. But it also means when change comes around, you're going to be in a better state of mind to cope with all of that, because you've been taking in regular exercise, and we're talking at least 3 times a week of that aerobic, getting your heart pumping, really pushing things. That is going to be a help you when things come that just could otherwise throw you off, bring you down, add stress to your life, and get you in that downward spiral that we don't want to be in or stay in. So think about getting in some regular exercise if you're not already doing that, or if you've fallen off the wagon like I did last year and I'm back on there. How can you implement it in your life right now in a way that's easy, sustainable, and you can keep up a great routine with? So those are my tips for how to cope with change, how to be more resilient, how to be more successful in life, and ensure that when things come up, wanted, unwanted, planned or unplanned, that you are not thrown off your track completely. You can really, really figure out how to get the best solution out of things, figure out how to find a creative way through this problem, and how to thrive even in situations where people feel like they are just going to lose it and not be able to get through. You'll be the one that will be able to pick yourself up, keep going, bring people along for the ride, and be that positive motivating force that everybody appreciates when things are in a state of not being stable. And that's really, really what it is. So whenever the change comes your way, make sure that you fall back on these tips. You're getting yourself in a really, really good position to be able to thrive, and that you can push forward in a way that is positive for yourself, your life, and all of the things that you want to achieve. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you found value in any of the 4 tips. Please do share your favourite down below in the comments, and remember to subscribe if you want to figure out more about the things I'm going to be sharing coming up. Bye bye.